The Phoenix Suns are one of my favorite stories in the NBA. This team went 8-0 in the NBA bubble. Every opponent that stepped up got dropped. Despite winning every game in the NBA bubble, they wouldn't earn a play-in tournament berth. Crazy, right? They didn't let that hold them back. They didn't hold their heads down. Next season, they looked for ways to improve, and they found it in a major way. They made a ton of savvy moves and shocked the league by trading for Chris Paul, one of the best point guards to ever dribble the rock. Chris was that high-level veteran presence that the team needed to get headed in the right direction. There are a lot of guys in the NBA that have that vet label, but I think that label hits different when we're talking about a guy that's a literal legend at their position. Everybody thought that Chris was undesirable because of his contract when he arrived in OKC. Who knew he'd be helping lead the Suns to the finals only a year later? A lot of people thought that the Suns' season last year was a fluke. To that I would ask them, how do you feel about this one? This video we have a lot to talk about, but first, let's get a word from our sponsor. You guys know me, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite things on this planet, hands down. There's really not much better than going to see some live NBA action. The dunks, the blocks, the crossovers, I love it all. You know what I also love? Being able to find tickets at a fair price. That's where SeatGeek comes in. SeatGeek is not only the sponsor of today's video, but they're also an amazing ticketing app. Whether it's concerts, baseball, basketball, football, festivals, or more, SeatGeek puts tickets from all over the web in one place to make buying super simple. I've got the app on my phone, and they're by far the easiest way to buy tickets. SeatGeek is clutch. They even let you know what type of deal you're getting when you're getting it. Now, if you guys want to be like me and get in on some live action, don't worry, I've got the hookup. Use code DECEIVING for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with promo code DECEIVING. Just make sure you click the link in the description below to download the app today. I want to give a major shout out to SeatGeek for supporting our channel. Chris rightfully gets a lot of credit for the Suns' turnaround, but he shouldn't be the only one that gets an excess of love. Book stayed loyal to Phoenix for years. He endured losing season after losing season. The narratives that started to surround Booker were sick. Empty stats this, garbage time hero that. I always thought that the empty stats narrative was silly. If anything, efficiently scoring on a bad team brings its own unique challenge. There's no flying under the radar on the scouting report. If you're a team's #1 option, they're game planning to stop you, and sometimes at all costs. I'll never call Steph Curry's Davidson team bad, but does anybody remember when Steph Curry was held scoreless at Davidson, but yet his team still won big? They went all out to stop Steph, but at what cost? Book 70 was legendary. I don't care what anybody has to say. Yeah, it came in a loss, but Booker was only 20. That's absurd. Book's a talented scorer, no doubt. He's so talented that I think oftentimes his scoring overshadows the rest of his game and his growth as a player. The Suns have been working Book in at point guard for some time now, allowing him to show off his evolution as a playmaker. February 25th, 2022, Point Book would drop the first 25-point, 12-assist, 5-rebound, and 6-steal game in Phoenix Suns history. Steve Nash hadn't done this in Phoenix, and neither had CP3. The Suns are 11-4 without Chris Paul this season, and in games where Chris doesn't play, Booker is averaging 28.2 points, 7 assists, and 4.6 rebounds. When it comes to the MVP award, do you guys think that Book is getting the love that he deserves? Because he doesn't. If you don't believe me, just check out his Twitter. Devin Booker is currently ranked 5th on the NBA's MVP ladder, yet the Phoenix Suns have the best record in the NBA by a mile. Now, this isn't me saying that Booker should be the MVP. I'm actually planning to do a breakdown on my pick for MVP fairly soon. Let me know who your pick is down in the comments below. What I'm trying to say is, I wouldn't mind seeing Booker get more love for the award. While the Suns may not win 67 games, there's only been 13 teams to do so. 9 out of those 13 teams had a player win MVP that season, while 3 more had a player finish as a runner-up. Earlier I told you guys that Book scores the ball so well that people forget how good he is at other things. A lot of people don't know that Devin Booker has the 3rd best defensive rating among wings at 108.3, right behind Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Defense is important, and the Suns understand that. It's part of what makes them great. They're currently the only team that's top 3 in both offensive and defensive efficiency. They're deep, They're long, and they've gotten anchored down low. Ayton's had to embrace a different role with the addition of Chris Paul. While his numbers would initially go down, his efficiency would skyrocket. This season, he's averaging 17.2 points per game and 10.1 rebounds per game. And every now and then, he likes to remind everybody what he's really capable of. Like the 35 and 14 he gave Cat and company. Do I need to remind you guys how DeAndre Ayton more than held his own against last season's MVP in the playoffs last year? Jokic has made some of the best defenders that this game has to offer look silly. When Jokic gets going, I'm really not sure how you stop him. I'm planning a Jokic breakdown fairly soon too. I like what Denver has built. I think they're also another slept-on giant. Injuries suck, but the emergence of Bones Highland doesn't. I'm going to save my ridiculous Denver takes for another video. While Ayton has the potential to dominate the glass on any given night, sometimes it's hard to overlook Phoenix's rebounding woes. Nothing puts a stamp on a great defensive possession like a secured rebound. I hope come playoff time, Ayton plays with the effort and energy that we all know that he's capable of playing with. It really feels like Phoenix has multiple guys that are ready to step up at any given time. Shout out to Mikal Bridges and Jay Crowder, who take 3-and-D to another level, and Cam Johnson, who was once considered a reach, but is flat out one of the best shooters in the game, shooting 6 threes a game and knocking down 44.8% of them. When Johnson sees the ball go through the basket, it's game over. The sharp shooting of the Suns give two great playmakers in Book and CP3 all the room they need to operate. Here's a spoiler for my Giannis video. The greatest trick they ever played was teaching us that the mid-range game was dead. When used effectively, the mid-range game can be devastating. And if you're not switching everything, it can be downright heartbreaking. Phoenix is one of the best screen and roll teams in the league. Chris and Book going downhill are tough covers. Their aggressiveness, IQ, and passing ability, along with Ayton's ability to punish switches, makes Phoenix a matchup nightmare. Chris is one of the best passers in the game, leading the NBA in assists, averaging 10.7 a game. Chris is one of the best pure floor generals that I've ever seen. As a Hornets/Pelicans fan, I've been following Chris for a very long time. He truly makes everybody around him better. Chris passes the ball so well that at one point he had me gassing up Aaron Gray. This season I've seen more than enough instances where he's had Bismack Biyombo looking like a threat on the offensive side of the basketball. And also my guy JaVale McGee, who I can't believe this team was even able to get. JaVale has more talent than he's been given credit for a very long time. I guess Shaqtin' a Fool really did him no favors. This might sound crazy, but does anybody else think Cam Payne looks like a mini? I need to chill. Jokes aside, Cam has seriously been great. Do you guys have the Phoenix Suns coming out of the Western Conference this year? If not them, let me know who down in the comments below. I know some Suns fans that think if they had Bismack or JaVale last year, things would have looked a whole lot differently. I won't comment on that, but I will comment on Monty Williams. He's been fantastic for Phoenix. It's good to see that the city is treating him well. We miss him and Chris out in New Orleans, but it's good to see that they're in great hands. I know what you guys are thinking, and don't worry Suns fans, we are in fact very appreciative of Willie Green out in NO. It's crazy to see how far the Suns have come. Just 2 years ago, Draymond Green said that it was great to see Book playing well and Phoenix playing well, but get my man out of Phoenix, it's not good for him. It's not good for his career. Sorry, Chuck, but they gotta get Book out of Phoenix. I need my man to go somewhere he can play great basketball all the time and win, because he's that type of player. The media has counted the Phoenix Suns out for a while now. Maybe this is the year that they finally learn their lesson. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm GetLikeCoop, bringing you guys the scoop. Until our next upload.